Alright, time now is 2:03 p.m. on December 8th. We're 10 days away, baby. 10 days away. So I slept from 5:20 till like 1:30. Which is good. I woke up without an alarm. I woke up naturally, which is fantastic. But I did sleep very fucking late because I watched all three episodes of Loki. And that's the price I had to pay. And also, right before bed, I unboxed my laptop. And the thing is, I don't know where the hell am I gonna put this. I have no space on my desk. I have no space. Like right now, it looks like I have space, but I can't work like this. Like I'm using this laptop right now, it's not fucking working. So I need to. I have no idea where am I gonna put this. Honestly, I cleaned it up. I don't know what to do. So, and I'm not gonna do laptop transfer today. It's gonna be a multi-day process, anyways. Um, but or maybe I'll do it today because we don't have that much time. It's only 10 days left. Okay. So today I'm going to tutoring in Taiwan. Which hopefully goes fine, I guess. And then afterwards I'll go home directly. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe I should go downstairs to do exercises because I don't know, body dysmorphia moment maybe. But despite the fact that I've been doing quite a bit of exercise in the last few weeks, it's still not good enough. I took some selfies at the Choi Hong Estate yesterday, and I still look skinny as hell. And I don't really know why. Is it a matter of depth? Is it a matter of width? Is my shoulder not wide enough? Maybe both. So I probably will do some exercises right after the tutoring session. And then return home and then shower. Blah blah blah. Also, I'm 2 days away from the short film shoot, which is kind of a huge deal. I need to brief Sek Lun and the father and son and tell them what's going to happen, tell them the details. I still don't know what the hell am I doing with the short film, by the way. Like the main part, not the Hong Kong part. The Hong Kong part, I'm 100% sure. The main part in LA, I don't know. I feel like I need to rewrite something, but I don't know how. But it's fine, we got a little time. And then phone transfer, I'm going to do it today. I don't have a lot of time left. I'm so out of storage space. I cleared up everything last night, and I only have 20-something minutes left. This is even worse than mid-September. Mid-September, before I left LA, my phone also has like 30-something minutes left. And that's the most storage space I can get. Right now it's 20-something, so it's bad. I need to do phone transfer tonight. Today I'm rather free, and that is the perfect time for me to do phone transfer. And then aside from that, not much else. There's an organization called HKSAF, which stands for Hong Kong School Alumni Foundation or some shit like that. And essentially they do scholarships. And every single year they pick and choose maybe 2 to 3 students who are going into a university in the USA and give them scholarship, a full year scholarship, which is fucking insane. I emailed them last night, but I don't think I'll qualify. Why? Because I'm not a first year college student. I already went to Santa Monica. Like, I can't apply anymore. Like, this is a, secondary school directly jumping to USC kind of thing. So I don't think I can. It's okay. I'm going to go for the merit scholarship. Hopefully that works out. But of course, that's not going to be as huge as the Hong Kong scholarship one. But it's okay. I think what's more important is looking for jobs at the career center. I need to look for a job before spring semester opens, so that I could immediately get a job the moment I arrive. If I go there and then I wait a while and then I'm busy, it's like then I will lose my chance again, and I don't want that. I had a nightmare, a very horrifying nightmare, and the funny thing is I completely forgot what happened in the nightmare. I remember that there was a tower and I was going down the tower or something. But that's it. I pretty much remember nothing. And then not much else. Not much else for today. Quite a few things to do. There's still a bunch of small things to do. Like, I don't think the college has returned the money to me yet. HKTA should give me $200. I still need it. Yeah, stuff like that. Alright, starting off, okay. What the fuck am I saying? What the fuck am I saying? What the fuck am I saying? Okay, hold on. Alright, time now is 11:59 p.m. Yeah. So, nothing too crazy happened today. As expected. And we are 10 days away, about to be 9 days away. We're down to the single digits, boys. We're down to the single digits. I have a canker sore under my tongue right here, which is fantastic. I love it when that happens. It's going to take about 11 days for it to heal. So, it's going to take about 11 days to heal. So, I don't know. It's going to be gone by the time I return to LA. But yeah, today I went tutoring, and that's basically it. Before tutoring, though, Michelle spoke to me on Discord, and there are some interesting developments in the CMD lore, which at this point in time I'm already completely detached from. I think, yeah, I'm sort of like, I'm not even that curious about CMD anymore. I just wish the best for Cliff and Justin and Ken. But yeah, I'm past it. I'm long gone, you know? But apparently the funny news is, so Film 33 right now is already shooting, and one of the filming locations is a house. They got kicked out, apparently. Apparently they got kicked out because the house owner was mad at Cuchillo because Cuchillo is treating his students like slaves. And somehow Betsy learned about it. Betsy told Michelle, Michelle told me. And I can't wait to tell it to Tova. But holy fuck, is that hilarious. And it's funny because, I don't know, there's not a lot of drama at this point. Like, Cliff and Kiara and Ken, like, nobody told me that much. So I just assumed that they're going perfectly fine, but I guess not. So they'll be shooting the rest in a soundstage, I guess. But, they got kicked out. It's hilarious. It truly is hilarious. But yeah, I guess this is all the more reasons for me and Tova to make a documentary to expose Cuchillo, to really expose the living hell out of him. Anyways, I went tutoring. I was late by 15 minutes again. I didn't plan to, but I was again. Yeah, it's fine. I arrived, and it was kind of awkward. It's kind of difficult to teach her because she speaks in Mandarin and I respond in Cantonese, but the good thing is I pretty much can hear her, like I pretty much can understand her 95%, but there are 5%, but there's 5% where she says something very fast and I'm just like, yeah, yes. I don't know what is she saying. So we practiced listening, and then at the end I tried to start practice writing with her, like a DSE paper 2, and then I told her that I may leave. Like, next class is going to be the last class. And she's like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to find another person. Also, she's born in 2005. She's like, wow, you're only 3 years older than me, and you're already my teacher. And I'm like, yeah. And again, it's funny because Leslie's the same age, but anyways. It's fine. It's awkward, and sometimes it's a little aggravating. Sometimes I'm kind of out of patience because I'm teaching her listening, which is arguably the easiest paper in all of English. It's so easy. Listening is so easy. It's so easy to a point where it's laughable. Like the listening recording, the people in the listening recording sometimes repeat words very slowly so that whoever's taking the exam can write down those words in time. Like, that's so easy, bro. And then she's still struggling, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll play it again. Okay, I'll play it again. Anyways, I left at 6:50, came back home, and I decided to do some exercises because I don't think I have any other chances to do exercises other than today. I think today's going to be the last exercise I'll ever do in Hong Kong. So I very quickly, in 20 minutes, I did some sit-ups, did some push-ups. Not a lot, but I do feel tired. For some reason, I don't feel that tired. Like, I did maybe 20 regular push-ups. Maybe I did 10 or 20 pike push-ups, and I did like a lean plank, like inclined push-up, but my head is my fingertips, right? I did this, so it's like an easier kind of push-up, but it's inclined, so my arm is facing at a lower angle, so it's training my lower chest, and I'm doing that against a small platform on which I usually do my sit-ups on, and I did maybe 20 of those as well, and it's not that tiring. Maybe I've gotten better. Maybe I'm just like better at working out. So that's cool. It's funny, when I told Ashley that I gained 5-6 pounds, she's like, oh, so have you been going to the gym? And I'm like, no, but I've been doing exercises. Like, to her, it means I got fatter. But like, that's a good thing though. It's a good thing I'm fatter now. Anyways, I digress. Huge dinner. 2.5 hours long. Hot pot. Good stuff. In Watch Manila in the Claws of Light with my mom and my helper. I'm gonna watch anime tonight. I received an email this morning from HKSAF. I forgot if I mentioned this or not, but the Hong Kong School Alliance Scholarship, whatever. So they responded to me with a very simple email this morning, which is very fast, and simply said, "Hi Enoch, regrettably, you don't qualify for this scholarship." And in the original email, when I sent them the email, I asked them, "Hey, if I can qualify, are there other alternatives?" They didn't even respond to that. So rip, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I think it's too good to be true, a scholarship like that. There's still merit scholarship. I'm still going to try that. But nonetheless, I think what's even more important is me finding a job, an on-campus job at USC. I want to get the most out of USC. I'm going to spend the most insane 2.5 years I could ever possibly spend, okay? I'm going to join tons of clubs, meet tons of people, adventure, and I want to be involved in tons of shit. Like, I'll be doing campus jobs, I'll be hanging out with professors, I'll be, I'll be fully immersed in film, but I also want to try out other departments, like, learn the drama from other departments, and just, like, go around and explore, and be fully immersed, that's my plan. So, yeah, and 2.5 years is not a lot, but I think 1.5 years at Santa Monica is already enough for me to, like, have a bit of position. So I think if I acclimate fast, it's possible. But yeah, I think I'm going to do the phone transfer tonight. I'm going to do the laptop transfer tomorrow. And then, the Fallen Angels Blu-ray is at $82. But the interesting thing is on Amazon, there are 3 kinds. There's Goodwill Books, there's another person, and that's $125, and there's another one, but that other one is gone. So it's only Goodwill Books, which means that I don't have backup plans now. Both Amazon and eBay are the same seller now. If I lose the one on eBay, I lose the one on Amazon. But now, Amazon is at $82, eBay is on $85. I want to buy it by tomorrow night. When it reaches 60 something, I'm going to buy it. That's my only chance. It may return again sometime in the future on eBay, but just can't wait. I'm sorry. So tomorrow. Hopefully no one buys the Fallen Angels Blu-ray when I'm asleep, and no one does it tomorrow morning and afternoon. Please. If all goes well, it's going to be in my hands very soon. Alright, time now is 11:48 a.m. on December 9th. We're 9 days away. We're 9 days away. Oh my god. We're down to the single digits now. Fuck. I slept from, I think, around 5. Actually, like 4:50-ish to 11:30. I woke up a little earlier than the alarm because I always do that. Terrible sleep. I think I woke up 5 times in the middle. I don't know why. I didn't immediately fall asleep either. I was just kind of stressed out. I didn't even watch any anime last night because I was just busy with, I think, editing videos or something. Like, I don't know. But today I had to wake up early because I just realized I have so much stuff to do. I have 9 days left, and just like the end of January this year, just like the end of August last year, it's going to be a rush. The next 9 days, including today, will be loads and loads of things to do, and I will have to be as productive as possible. Today, I'm going to try my best to watch 4 episodes of anime and 1 movie tonight. Yesterday I promised to do the phone transfer. I actually haven't done that because last night my phone was already really low in battery, and I just don't have enough time. I don't want to stay awake for the phone transfer. I just realized that if I do the phone transfer during my sleep, it would probably be a good idea. But also maybe not, because I usually charge my phone overnight. I don't know, but either way, I'm going to do the phone transfer this morning. It has to be today. And tonight I'll start doing the laptop transfer. I don't have the time to do the laptop transfer tomorrow because I'm doing the short film tomorrow. And on Monday, I want to be playing Minecraft already. So laptop transfer starts tonight. Phone transfer this morning. On top of that, I have shit tons of YouTube videos. I have 4 YouTube videos to come out, to release. I was going to edit Loki TV review last night just to find out that it's gone. The video is not there in the computer. And I immediately went to the recycle bin in my phone to recover it. So now it's still on my phone. So 4 YouTube videos, 4 episodes of anime, 1 movie, phone transfer. I also need to do a bunch of other small stuff that I've been dreading to do for a long time. Like, I don't know, coming up with the shot list from a short film, or writing emails to Santa Monica about my college fees not being refunded, all that stuff. On top of that, I have tutoring later on. And then immediately after tutoring, my dad will drive me to my uncle's place because we're going to have dinner there because it's winter. It's the start of winter, and we have to have a family dinner with the dad's side of the family. On top of that, I think I'll buy the eBay Fallen Angels tonight. Part of me thinks I should wait 1 more day because it's Goodwill, and turns out stuff on Goodwill is supposed to be hella cheap. They're supposed to be insanely cheap, like $5 for a Blu-ray or something, because they're used and stuff. But for some reason, it's like, I don't know, I'm scared though. I'm scared someone will just take it away from me. So I low-key want to just buy today. The moment it goes under $70, I'll fucking buy it. Okay, I'll buy it on Amazon, unless it's already gone now, which would be insanely disappointing. What else? I need to format my camera. That's for sure. I need to shave. I need to... fuck, I don't know. There's so much stuff. Yeah, there's just so much stuff. And I also don't know when is the next time I get to wake up naturally. I don't think I can. For the next 9 days, it's just gonna be wake up by the alarm, wake up by the alarm. So I need to start seriously sleeping earlier, okay? Tonight, 4:20. Okay, 4:20, 4:15. That's tonight. Yeah, and not much else, I think. I spoke with Tova a little bit last night, and Tova said she'll be going back to Los Angeles this Friday, which is literally like a couple days, or next Friday, I guess, which is literally a couple days before I leave. And yeah, I told her I will probably start texting Carly again. About the interview date, which is gonna be stressful, but here we are, baby, here we are. It's kind of crazy how much time has flown by in the last 3 months. I think, I thought my stay in Hong Kong would be an adventure of sorts, but really it isn't. It's mostly me going to work, mostly me having nothing to do, and, yeah. Yeah, it's just happened. It's kind of disappointing. It really is. If there's one word to describe it, it would be disappointing. But it actually also kind of feels like a regular stay, and by that I mean, July to August last year, January this year. They're 1 month stays in Hong Kong, and usually not much happens, but I get to meet friends and have lunches and dinner with them. I get to buy stuff, refresh myself. In a battle, in a war, you run out of ammo, you run out of guns, and you run out of bombs and helmets, and you sort of have to go back to the station, take some rest, and get more ammo and guns and helmets and armor and whatever, and this is what I'm doing. And that's it. Nothing crazy is gonna happen. This is basically a regular stay, but extended to 3 months long. So I ended up having the opportunity to do all these things like HKAFF and going to Ocean Park with Zara and Miriam and Halloween at Lang Kwai Fong, and including December 14th, I will have meals with Natalie 3 times, a whopping 3 times, which is already really impressive within 3 months. I had tea with Miss Solomon, so it's good. It's fine. Alright, time now is 12:03 after midnight on December 10th. I just came back home an hour ago, and I had a stomachache again, and I took a shower, and here I am. Nothing too crazy happened today, once again. This morning was a little frustrating for me, because I had so much shit planned to do this morning. I had so much planned to do. I was gonna edit some videos, I was going to watch some anime, and I'm gonna do the phone switch. I'm gonna switch from this to this. Okay? This. But, I started doing it at 2:30, thinking that, okay, it's probably gonna go for 1:30? Yeah, I started doing it at 2:30, and I thought to myself, at 2, and I thought to myself, okay, it's gonna go for about 3 hours, so it's probably gonna be okay. It's gonna be a close call, but it's gonna be okay. Also, my canker sore is getting more and more painful, so from now on, I'm gonna say words and it's gonna slur a little bit. Hopefully that's okay. So, I used a USB-C to USB-C cable, and it kept fucking disconnecting, and I don't know why. And it's not the new phone's fault, I assume, because it's a new phone. So I don't know what's happening. I restarted the phone, and it's still an issue. I went to my electronics bag, the ancient electronics bag, and by ancient I mean like it's been 2 years, and I found another USB-C to USB-C, and it's still not working, and it's so fucking frustrating. Turns out all I had to do is to go to Smart Switch in my new phone and update the app. And then it's finally working. But by the time it finally worked, apparently it needs like 3 hours. And at the time it was like 2:30 already. I can't do it. I'm sorry. So instead, what I did was I filmed my Pink Pantheress album review, and I edited my Low-Key TV review, and then by the time I finished that, I had about 20 minutes left before I had to leave, so I didn't even have the time to watch any anime at all. So I'm fucked. So I left, I went to Taiwan tutoring. This is my second last class for that girl, and she was like asleep on the table by the time I arrived, and at first it's a little awkward. At first she's tired, I can tell, and I feel bad for her. I'm guessing that she's like being fed with tuition. She's being fed with more and more projects and assignments. And I feel bad, but I managed to light up the mood a little bit. I feel like I made practicing questions more fun and easygoing. 6:30 it ended. I went downstairs, saw my dad, and then we drove all the way to my uncle's place for the last time. For a very long time, until a very long time later, I'm having dinners at my uncle's place. My uncle's there, my uncle's wife. So my dad's brother's wife, my dad's brother's sons, their sons' respective girlfriends are there. The younger one recently has a new girlfriend. And by that I mean, is it like the first time or something? My grandparents on my dad's side, my dad's sister, and my dad's sister's husband. So we're all there, and we all had dinner, and it went on till like 10 p.m. Drove back home, and it's already like 11. So it's like midnight right now, and I want to sleep early because tomorrow I have to shoot my short film. Holy fucking shit. It's crazy. You know how usually the day before I shoot my short film is usually stressful? I feel like right now, given that this is my 7th short film, I'm not that stressed out. Especially given that tomorrow the shoot is going to be very tiny. It's going to be very minuscule. It's going to be like 5-hour shoot. 5-hour shoot, 4 people, easy peasy. So I'm not that stressed out. But still, it's crazy to think about the fact that I am going to shoot a short film tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. It's crazy. Yet, my day has finally begun. I will do the phone switch later. I'm going to edit 3 videos later. And, I am going to, if I have time, do the laptop switch. If I have time, I'll watch anime. If I have time, I need to, there's so much shit to do. I can't fucking get into my Stabs app. It kicked me out, and I had to go back in. It kicked me out, I mean, it logged me out. So I need to go back in with my phone number and my password. My password's not working. I don't know why. And then for HKTA, I thought I can retrieve $200. I can't. I don't know where's the money. Where can I get it? I don't know. So it's all a mess. I also asked Pink, when is she available for lunch or dinner? She's available on the 16th. Speaking of Pink, just a minor thing. Pink is really like liberating herself after her breakup. So the first Instagram post she posts is a video of herself doing yoga in very short pants to the point where it's basically like stripping, which is hilarious. Finally, Fallen Angels Blu-ray has fallen till $67. I kind of want to wait till tomorrow. I'm a little scared, but I think I'll wait till tomorrow because I realize I don't want to pay anything more than 500 Hong Kong dollars for a fucking movie, and that is 63 US. So let's hope it goes lower than 63. Next morning, I'll fucking buy it. That's it for today. I have no storage space. I have to do the phone switch right now. 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. Hopefully this is working. Time now is 10:11 a.m. in the morning on December 10th. We're 8 days away. We're 8 days away from leaving, guys. So, yeah, I slept from 5:20 to 9:45. Fuck me. That's 4 hours and 20 minutes ish. And I didn't immediately fall asleep either. I think I just had too much to do last night. I was able to actually release 3 videos, and by that I mean I had the Loki review, plus the Pink Panthers album review, plus the college update video, and then I was going to edit my Japan video for my Art House Detective, my Cantonese channel, but I realized it's just too much work. So I edited a little bit and then I gave up. I watched A Matter of Life and Death. Halfway through the movie, I started falling asleep. I couldn't stay awake, so I'm like, screw it. And by that point, it was already 3:30. So from 1:30 to 3:30-ish, my phone was doing the crossing thing. So yes, right now I may sound a little different and I may look a little different, and that's because I'm not using my old phone anymore. My old Samsung phone, the Samsung G Galaxy Note 20, I'm not using that anymore. I'm using my S23 Plus right now. So, yeah, goddamn. And thankfully, all the stuff is already crossed over, but there's still small things like S notes. Some of them are missing. The Bluetooth connection history. All these small things that I need to take care of, but most things have successfully crossed over. I even got the same lock screen wallpaper and the same home wallpaper, and I rearranged all the apps so that it would look the same as my old phone, and then somehow halfway through rearranging the apps and the widgets, the new phone just fixed itself, or I mean rearranged by itself automatically. And now all the apps and all the widgets look like they're from the old phone. This all the same. But yeah, now the great news is I have like 250 gigabytes left in this phone, so I don't have to worry about running out of storage space anytime soon. So this is great news. But yeah, last night from 3:30 to like 4:30, I was just like doing shit to my phone. I was downloading all the apps. I was making sure everything goes through. I changed the SIM card. I went to WhatsApp. I was so scared my WhatsApp's gonna die because it's happened before. Thankfully, I only lost a little bit of messages because I don't even need a SIM card to transfer my WhatsApp. All I need to do is to type in my phone number and it already detects a backup. But the thing is, I was backing up my WhatsApp on this old phone and I forgot that the backup isn't complete. So my last backup was yesterday at 2 p.m. So meaning that all the messages from yesterday 2 p.m. till last night 4 a.m. all gone. But it's no biggie. There are a couple of messages I sent to myself in my U, because YOU, in my U WhatsApp group, because there's a WhatsApp group where I'm only in it. So I'm using it to write notes and stuff, and I found out that the backup isn't over. I immediately went back to the old phone, went to you and copy pasted some messages into a Google Doc so that I could retrieve it back in this phone. So that's what I did. But yeah, and then I even backed up and deleted a bunch of photos and videos, just videos from my Sony A7 III so that I could use it today. So loads of shit. But yeah, such a shame. I just keep running out of fucking time. Somehow tonight, I have even more free time tonight than, yesterday. Because yesterday I went back home at 11, and then after a shower and everything, it's already 12. Tonight, I will buy myself dinner. I have no idea what the fuck should I eat. So be leaving very soon, in like 40 minutes ish. I'll be leaving this place. I'll I'll shoot the short film today. I'm a little bit stressed out, and I've never directed a child actor before, let alone a non-actor. So this is going to be really tough, but I think it's going to be very easy for me because there's only one dialogue scene. All the other scenes, as long as there's the imagery, we can nail it. Now, right before shooting the short film at 1:30, from 11:30 or 12 to 1:30, I'm going to go to work as if it's just a regular Sunday. I'm going to go to the other class, the other building, and film some kids and their parents. Right after the short film shoot, it'll be sunset. I'm going to, I think, buy myself dinner somewhere. I still have no idea what to eat. I already had Carol de Cafe. I didn't know I had to do this again. Carol de Cafe was like, Cafe de Coral was like my last resort. So I have no idea what to do now. And also today I won't have lunch. I won't have the time to have lunch. I'll have a big breakfast and then I'll just bring myself some biscuits and just call it a day. So I need to eat something big and heavy for dinner, I think. But yeah, we'll see. And then hopefully tonight I go to bed early so that tomorrow I'll be seeing Leia and Zara and Miriam for The Boy and the Heron, and hopefully I can have sushiro as well in the meantime, because why the fuck not, you know? Yeah, another thing is I messaged eBay and asked them about the Fallen Angels Blu-ray, and I asked them if the slipcover is intact and everything, and they said, oh yes, the slipcover is intact, it's there, and everything else is in good condition. I don't know, I did some research last night on Reddit, and people are saying, okay, buying Blu-rays or games on Goodwill, on eBay, is a little sketchy, especially if they don't have the photo of the actual Blu-ray. Which is true in my case. For me, it's just a stock photo. So I don't know how legit this is, but I'm gonna put down my leap of faith. A couple hours later, I'm gonna buy it, I think. It's on eBay, it's already dropped down to $65. So on Amazon, it's probably at 63. So it's already at 500 Hong Kong dollars. So I may get it. I may actually get it. I don't know. But yeah, a little bit stressed for sure. A little bit stressed out. I don't feel that sleepy, but goddamn do I need sleep. Goddamn do I need sleep. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Just a couple more things. Last night was kind of irritating for me because I asked my helper to buy me tangerines as part of the props for the short film, but she forgot. I expected that she will forget, so I texted her at night, saying, hey, have you bought the tangerines? And she's like, oh yeah. So she went and buy, which is great, I'm thankful, but they're wrong. They're not tangerines, they're oranges. So I don't know what the fuck am I gonna do. And then last night, I just realized that I've cleaned clothes at the drying machine, and I'm like, fine, I'll take it. And then because the clothes are washed and dried in batches according to their colors, so dark colored clothes gets washed and dried together with other dark colored clothes. So white colored clothes gets washed and dried together with other white colored clothes. So I was expecting my white pajama shirt to be there. Turns out it's not. Turns out it's still in the basket. It's been 2 fucking weeks. And it's still in the basket. So I originally added a bunch of dirty clothes to the basket. Now I just grabbed them all back from the basket and just dumped it here. Because I don't want my dirty clothes being washed with my pajama shirt at the same time. That's disgusting. But anyways, I'm onto my short film shoot now. Hopefully I don't forget anything. Hopefully I can handle this. And also the Amazon Fallen Angels Blu-ray is already gone. But for some reason on eBay it's still there. So maybe they're actually different. I don't know. So I have the only choice I have is eBay, so I think I might as well buy it now. A little over $500. It's at 65 US dollars, but you know what? It's already great because it's already lower than it's already lower than the time I had to do an auction. B, it's already lower than the first time I found it at $71. Right now it's at 65. So I'll buy it like right now, and I'll go to the short film shoot with ease, at least with a small victory in my mind. Okay. Okay, 我准备了。It's dinner time, babies. All right, it's. God damn it. All right, it's nearly 9. I'm having dinner again. Yes. All by myself. Very nostalgic. We have Thai-styled chicken, Hainanese chicken rice, but Thai-styled. All right, time now is 9:48 p.m. Yeah, so let's talk about today. I shot the short film today. So right after bed in the morning, I woke up, and it's weird. Waking up was a weird feeling this morning because I thought, in the last few days I've been waking up constantly before the alarm rang. So when the alarm rang today and I woke up by the alarm, I thought I overslept. But I didn't. I woke up at 9:45. I went back to sleep for a little more, for like 15 more minutes. Brushed my teeth, prepared myself. I got everything I needed. The oranges, which again a little bit pissed because it's not tangerines, but I still took them just in case. And I left. And I left at around I think at around 11:15. I think I left around 11. Yeah, I left around at 11. And first thing first, my mom told me where to go to buy the tangerines. So I went to a local market to buy the tangerines for my short film. And originally I was just like, I just wanted to give up. Like I'm just gonna use these oranges and just call it a day. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go to the market and see what they have. Turns out I could immediately spot the tangerine store. So I went to the tangerine store. Like it's a fruit parlor. It's part of a market. I've never really been to a market all by myself to buy food. I just realized that in my entire life I've never been to a market to buy food. I've been to supermarkets hundreds of times. I've never been to a market. And I'm not talking about a farmer's market or whatever American shit that is, but yeah, market, regular, actual, real markets, you know? So it's $20 for 3 pounds of tangerines. I don't need 3 pounds. All I need is like 4 or 5. And then I went up to a guy. I don't know where to line up. I don't know where to go. But some random dude walked up to me or looked at me and was like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, just can I get 4 or 5 of these tangerines? And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, what's the lowest I can? What's the minimum I can pay for?" And he's like, $20. So I'm like, fine, $20. So I got myself a $20 plastic bag full of tangerines. Honestly, $20 is like how many dollars? How many US dollars is $20? Also, my tongue's really hurting. It's really hurting. I'm sorry. $20 is $3. You know, in LA it's really reasonable. In Hong Kong, in a market, it's a little expensive, but fine. So I was carrying my diagonal bag, my camera bag. I had my gray jacket on my hand the whole time, the entire day. I did not wear the jacket at all the entire day, which is crazy. I thought it would be cold. Turns out today was okay. It was like fine, breezy. It wasn't cold at all. And then I had the tangerine bag. And so I traveled all the way from my home to the workplace. I arrived. I was like 5 minutes late. The class begins at 12, but I arrived right on time. I saw my producer guy again, and by producer guy I mean the guy who produced Dreams of an Empty Street. I saw him, and he's like, hey, he's a little bit surprised to see me. I saw my aunt as well, so I began filming stuff. I took a bunch of photos, and then it was kind of boring, and again, I was really tired and sleep deprived, but it was a-okay. 1 p.m., 1:15, 1:10 p.m., I went downstairs. And I saw Sek Lun, and he's already downstairs waiting for me in the same building. There he is. It's happening. Holy fuck. So I just rolled with it. So we went to the main office. So I went to the side building. We went to the main building. We went to the main building, 5th floor. We went to the office. The exact same location I shot the exact same location in Love and Death in the Dying Light of Hong Kong, where the main character tries to check the results for his photography competition. God, my tongue hurts. And it's the exact same location. It's the office at Light Chi Kok, and we went in, and my mom's already there, and there's food. I remember to bring many things. I remember to bring wet wipes. I remember to bring the oranges and tangerines. It's in my diagonal bag. I stuffed it in my diagonal bag. I have my camera. I got 2 lenses ready. I am ready. I got the sound recording device. I am ready. But one thing I forgot is snacks. So I asked my mom to bring some, and I was really hungry. And my mom also bought some street food along the way. Some dumplings with steamed rolls, like a cheng fun, like steamed rice rolls, and a couple waffles that I ate half of each. And I feel a little guilty because I'm like directing now. Why am I eating? Why am I relaxing? I don't know, but I'm eating while Sek Lun was setting up the camera and the tripod and everything. And essentially I need to pretend this office building as an apartment. And it's not office, it's like an empty area with a mirror cabinet. A cabinet where the surface is made of mirrors. And I'm using that as if it's an apartment mirror, like in the living room. But that area is like an empty area, and it's meant to be a makeshift classroom with sliding doors or sliding walls that you can create small rooms into, if you know what I mean. So I told Sek Lun that I'm trying to make this like an apartment, and the more I speak, the more inexperienced I feel. Again, I don't want to use imposter syndrome because everyone uses this word nowadays, so I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to say I feel stupid. Whenever I try to explain my ideas, I feel fucking stupid. So, yeah, I feel silly. And, I'm so tired. We set up the camera and everything, and then I ate a little bit. And then, I think it's good that the shoot started at my mom's company's office again. It's like a cool starting point. It's like a nice, easygoing starting point. You know, just exactly the same as Love and Death. In Love and Death, the entire shoot started there. In here, the same. So at 1:45, the dad and the son has showed up, and they're waiting downstairs. And they called me, and I didn't pick up because my phone is in silent mode the whole time. So I went downstairs, and I picked them up. Also, I'm using my new phone right now, which is a little weird. It feels weird. It definitely feels like a new phone. For some reason, even though the interface, the GUIs, the app logos, most of it, the touch screen, they're all the same as the original, like the older Samsung phone. But for some reason, everything about this phone just feels newer. Everything felt cleaner. Yet at the same time, whenever I turn on this phone, it just feels exactly like my older phone because everything's the same. Even the wallpaper, the touch screen, everything's the same, almost. So it's kind of weird. And I did not expect the phone switch to happen within one night. Like last night, I finished it within 2 hours. I finished the phone switch within 2 hours, 3 hours. It actually happened very fast. So now I'm using the new phone now. So I probably sound like shit right now. I'm sorry. I can't control it. Speaking of sounding like shit, I brought the father and son upstairs. It's the first time I've ever seen their faces, which is a bad idea. It's a bad idea to finally see the faces of your actors the day of the shoot. It's a terrible idea, but I got no other choice. But at least the clothes they're wearing is okay. I requested the son to wear something maybe red or orange or yellow, and the best he got is like a pale lime-ish yellow shirt, which I thought was okay, and the dad is wearing something plain, which is fine. You know, I don't want any fancy logos or whatever. So I went upstairs and they took a rest. And originally in my schedule, the shoot is gonna go from 1:45 to 2:15, like half an hour. Boom, we're done. And turns out I cannot be more wrong. It took us like, I think 1 hour and 15 minutes to fully film the shot. It took us really long just to set up the camera and the tripod. We didn't even use any lighting. Everything's natural. All natural lighting. All natural. I told Cyclone to bring Aputure portable mini LED light. We didn't use that at all. But the issue is at the sound. We have the Hollyland mic, which is a microphone that it's 1 to 2. So essentially it connects to the camera directly. It's not a separate audio file. So when I film a video, the audio goes into the video together. It's already synced up. But the catch is 1 to 2, meaning that it's one input into the, or one output to the video, 2 inputs. So I can connect one Hollyland mic, one Hollyland sound receiver to 2 wireless mics. And it sounded like shit. And I don't know why, because it wasn't like that. Last Wednesday, when I was in the company and my colleague was using the Hollyland mic, there was no problem. I don't know what the fuck is the problem. So I'm like, well, maybe I should use a different set of earphones. So I found my colleague's earphones, Apple earphones, white stringy earphones, and I just stole it and just used it for a bit and then returned it. It still sounded bad for some reason. And then I went to look for the Rode mic. I told my mom I need the Rode mic. My mom called my colleague. My colleague told me where it is, and then I got the Rode mic. And then Cyclone watched a YouTube video, and then he found out that apparently the issue is that he connected his earphones to the camera and not to the Hollyland mic itself. when it should be the latter. So now it sounds fine. So that's kind of weird, but that problem is solved. And again, now I feel a little bad because I feel like I'm wasting the actor's time. But also, I planned for this scene to be done in like half an hour, and it's taking so long because there are all these issues. And then there's the acting, and honestly, could be better. Now the child, I was expecting someone 7 or 8 or 9 years old. The child is 10 years old, and he acts like he's 15. He's so confident, like, you can tell he's, I wouldn't say he's lost his naivety, I would just say that he's a very confident boy, because he's done acting in other TV shows and maybe even movies or like videos or something. Like, he's just a tiny bit of a child actor. So he's really confident in his acting. But honestly, his acting is a little better than I thought it is, but I didn't anticipate that he would, have a sense of free will. I thought he's just gonna be a child who's just gonna smile and mess around. I didn't know he's gonna be like, talking about the lines and asking me what movements he should do. Like, apparently he has experience, so goddamn. And then there's his dad, who's not an actor and can't act for life. And I've handled non-actors for a while already, but this one might be one of the toughest ones because he truly cannot act. When we were shooting the mirror scene, where the boy has to raise up his right hand very slowly, put it back down, and then fix his clothes and all that stuff, the dad had to yell at him at the back. And by yell at him, I mean like, be fast, we need to leave the place. We're leaving, hurry up, we're leaving. But the dad sounds really tired. Hurry up, we're leaving. That's not good. So I told the dad, like, can you be louder? And then Seklun corrected me. Like, I don't think it's much of a volume problem. I think it's more of like a speech, like a tone problem. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's what I mean. And then the son is now criticizing the dad. Like, after the take, the son would turn around and would be like, Dad, say it louder, say it with energy. And I just laugh because I didn't expect this to happen. The son is coaching the dad. He's 10 years old. So we did like, I don't know how many takes for the first shot, but we did so many takes just to get it right. And then 2 more shots, 3 shots, boom, boom, boom. Now it's done. It's good enough. It's not that great. Another thing is I wanted to shoot. I want the camera to film. How should I describe it? I want the camera to be at the right of the child, so that the camera points towards the mirror at an angle where it's like the child is almost looking rightward into his reflection. But that was a kind of an awkward spot where I also have nose congestion right now. I can't breathe properly for life, for the love of God. God damn it. If the camera is to the right side of the boy, it's gonna see the background. It's gonna bounce towards the mirror like this, and it's gonna see the background, and it's not good looking. Either we do that, or we film the camera leftward and bounce the reflection. So you're gonna see the background of this side. This side looks better because there is a what is it? How do you call that in English? Slider? Not a slider. A slider is a small burger. Wind blind? A wind blocker? And again, I didn't even plan for this, but like, this is the most apartment-like thing I can find in the office. This is the most apartment-like thing Seklun could find in the office. So we're filming leftward, and the space is much smaller. So the framing is a bit of a struggle. It's a little bit of a struggle. But I think it worked out at the end. But it was a little struggle. There was a door frame. Not really a door frame. It is kind of a door frame, but also not. It's like a sliding wall frame. These are sliding walls. Like, these are giant chunk of metal flats that have railings at the bottom and in the ceiling so that you can slide them around, to sectionize the room. Anyways, it's 3 p.m. We're finally done with scene 1. And we're very behind schedule. But I have faith. I believe that we can finish this before sunset. Because scenes 2 and 3 are hella easy. Super duper easy. So we left. My mom stayed behind. We left, we went to the MTR, and we took the MTR to Diamond Hill. To Nanyang Gardens. Probably my favorite park in Hong Kong, honestly. And on the way there, I spoke with the dad a little bit, socialized with them. On the way this morning, I also did some research on my phone, how to direct child actors, because I've never done that before and it's a little scary. I should treat them very well. I should treat them with snacks. I should bring water to them. But apparently I'm too nice today. I could have been harsher, But I talked with the dad. It's good to build trust with the parent and all that stuff. We arrived at Nanyang Gardens, and we started filming scene 2. The issue isn't sunset. At that point, it was around 3:30. The issue was that it was cloudy. It was cloudy yet bright at the same time. It was cloudy, but the clouds were almost like a gigantic diffuser. It was a very strong sunlight. It was very bright. It's just very cloudy. And when I wrote the script, when I imagined the script, I imagined a blue sky, a clear blue sky. In fact, the last time I went to Nanyang Gardens, I believe the last time I went there it was raining. The first time I went to Nanyang Gardens, it was clear blue skies. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And I was sort of hoping for that, but it never really happened. But that wasn't a huge negative factor. That wasn't a huge blow to this shot, because I think at the end of the day, I think this is probably the prettiest shot I've taken today. Where it's a wide lens, so I used a 16-35, and it is at 16mm. It's on a gimbal that Seklun brought himself, and it's calibrated. It's not malfunctioning. Everything's going fine, and he's putting the gimbal down so that the camera will look up at a low angle, and then we sort of follow them at the back. We did 4 takes. The first take was the best one, I think. It's the most natural, where the son is grabbing the father's hand, and they're just running. The only issue is that it's constantly shifting. I want the son and the father to stay at the same spot in the frame throughout the run, which is of course impossible. But as much as possible, I wish Seklun would be exactly right behind them as much as possible, instead of going left and going right like a drifting car. Shots 2 and 3 were better in terms of being straight on. One side of the frame is the son, one side of the frame is the father. But the issue is that now it's awkward because they're running not parallel. They're running side by side, and it doesn't seem like real running. It just seems like they're faking running. It's like fake running. It's like they're running for the camera. It's not real. So shot 4 was a little better, but it was very messy. Tourists shoot left and right. I think shot 1 was the best. So that one was quickly resolved, and that's probably the most fun shot. I just love chasing after a camera, chasing after actors. Scene 3 is the waterfall. So scene 3 is just 2 shots. A very wide shot of the father and the son standing before the waterfall. Standing in front of the waterfall. And the second shot is a closer shot where they're sort of beside a giant wooden wheel. This shot is a little frustrating because of tourists. And Siklun was a little frustrated. Well, he wasn't frustrated. He was just like, he whispered to me. He's like, yeah, I told you it's a bad idea to film at parks on Sundays. And this is actually a reference to Love and Death. God damn, my throat is so raspy. My voice is so raspy. So, throwback to Love and Death. January this year, when day 3 of the shoot, when me, Seklun, the actor and the actress, and the other guy went to Sekime Park to film the dialogue scenes, it's too many people. Too many Filipinos and Indonesians. And tourists in general. And filming on parks on Sundays is a terrible idea. But the issue is that the father and son, they're only available on Sunday. Like, I have no choice. So we had to wait for the tourists to clear. Another thing is, I think maybe it's because I'm just tired, but I'm not conveying my instructions clear enough. I really want this to be a wide shot, where the father and son are like just sesame. They're just specks of dust. There's a really good shot where they're at the center of the frame and the waterfall is sort of between them and there's nothing else. Like, the background is a little blurred. But it's a cool framing, but that's not what I'm going for, unfortunately. There's another moment where I thought to myself, this is a very good time. This is a very good chance for me to land a cameo where I walk past the camera. I did that several times and it's a little awkward. But yeah, overall we tried. We really did. At some point I had to ask an old man to leave because he was sitting on a fence and he's blocking the father and the son from the camera. But that shot was relatively easy. Probably the easiest. Because the next one is probably the toughest. We walked. So the father and the son reunited with the mother and the younger brother. So all 4 of them, a whole ass family, were there then. So I only needed the father and the son, but apparently the mom and the younger brother also joined in just to check out the filming. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, of course, yeah. So we crossed a road and we went to what's the English name of that park? I know the Cantonese name, Fusan Gongyun. Hammer Hill Park, I think is called. Goddamn, I have nose congestion for real. And we went there, and at that point, the 10-year-old boy, the son, started asking me questions like, oh, so how old did you think I would be, And I'm like, oh, I thought you would be 7 or 8 or, 9. It's like, he's acting way older than he should, Or maybe it's just me being a child, I'm a child, probably. Yeah, we arrived at the spot at Hammer Hill Park. 2 benches, and the other bench had 2 middle-aged men. But thankfully they left very soon. Maybe they noticed that we were filming something. And here comes the biggest difficulty of today. The biggest. Not the sound quality. The biggest issue of today is the acting. So this is a very intimate scene, quite possibly the climax scene of the entire short film, where the father and the son share a very intimate moment where they talk about leaving Hong Kong. And neither of them could act the way I want them to. And again, this is my 7th short film. I've handled actors before, but this one's the most difficult because the dad truly can't act. And he's incredibly stiff. He's like scared, so he's stuck in just a movement. He's just stuck in this sitting position, and he's scared to like do any hand gestures. His voice, he sounds like he's reading off a script. He sounds like he's memorizing the periodic table. He doesn't sound like he's actually saying things. So I told them, just improvise. don't even like, just improvise. And they can't. They can't improvise. I tell them, oh, you can say whatever you want. And they're gonna say, oh, like what? And I'm like, how about... So one of the lines is like, will you miss me? The father asks the son, will you miss me? And I'm like, I don't know. You can say something like, what will you do when you miss me? I don't know. Maybe I can call you. And so they're like, okay. So every time they rehearse, they say, oh, maybe I can call you. Like the son tells the father, maybe I can call you. And that becomes a line. But that defeats the point. When I told them, you can say, maybe I can call you, I don't mean you can say that line only. I mean you can say anything, but they just can't improvise at all. They have to have set lines. And that is very against my method, and that's very much defeating the point. It worked really well last time in Love and Death with Ray Chan and Emily Ng. They worked really well because half their lines are improvised, and they can improvise because they've done acting before. The child actor is really good, but he's as good as a child actor can be in Hong Kong in 2023 as slightly... I wouldn't even call him successful. He's not in any big movies. He's not in any big TV shows. He's acted a couple times. It's just standard Hong Kong acting. Very fake. And it just doesn't sound natural. He's still convincing. It still feels like the son is saying his lines. The father is awful at acting. In the beginning, when we rehearsed the scene the first time, I didn't know what to say because everything's wrong with his performance, and I'm trying my best to be nice. So I told him all this stuff, before the last line. The last line in this conversation is this very long line delivered by the father telling the son, hey, listen, don't worry, there are a lot of people like you in this world. People leave naturally, just remember who you are. And it's a very intimate moment, it's a revelation, it's emotional, but he just says it like, hey, listen, there are a lot of people like you in the world. You should not be worried. It's so monotone. It's so flat. I told him that maybe take a second before saying the last line. Because, it's such a heavy line. It's almost like your character needs to think. So he takes a second, but he didn't take a second. So I told him to take 2 seconds. I told him to take 5 seconds. And again, they're so stiff. And then on top of that, what makes it even more challenging is that while they're delivering the lines, the father needs to peel a tangerine and feed the child. But now the child is 10. He's not 7. So now he has to give the piece of tangerine to the child so that the child could pick it up and put it in his mouth and eat it. But the way it's done, and I don't know how to... Maybe I'm just a bad director. But this is the right movement. This is fine. Giving the child the piece of tangerine and then the child taking it with his own hands and putting it in his mouth is a fine action. It's okay. It's acceptable. But for some reason, the whole thing combined feels like a shameless advert for tangerines. It's like, oh, life is so sad. Have a piece of tangerine. That's not the point. The vibe is off. The vibe is off, and I don't know how to fix it. So, yeah. It's tough. It really is tough. We tried a few times, and then the sun's going down. We did so many takes. We rehearsed so many times. I forgot how many times we rehearsed, plus the takes. Probably almost 20 times. But we went through almost all the tangerines. There's one last one left, but we went through all of them. And the last take, I'm not that satisfied with it, but it's the best one we got so far. It's the best one we got so far. Again, and the child is kind of stiff too. I wish he could laugh. I wish he could treat this naturally. And it's a huge problem because Hong Kong historically has never had good child actors. It's not like I'm suddenly gonna turn into Koreeda and become a great child acting director. Like, no, I can't. And it's very difficult. It's very fucking difficult. Um, so yeah, that scene is over. They just left. I was gonna give them $300. And they're like, no, no, thank you. And I'm like, really, really? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, fine. So I didn't give them any money, even though originally I planned to give them 300. I planned to give them 300, and I planned to give Cyclone 500. So they left, and I said thank you, and they're like, yeah, it's all right. So I and Cyclone packed everything up. We did a room tone right before they left, but we packed everything up, and I got real hungry, so I ate some Oreos. We went to the MTR. We went back home. That's it. Right before going home, in the MTR, I gave Cyclone $300 instead of 500 because I'm a cheap guy. But still 300, and he's like, "Oh, TC, like, come on, you don't have to." And I'm like, "Just take it." But right before giving him the money, he gave me some criticisms, and it's good criticism. It's coming from a good place. It's very much constructive criticism, but it was criticism nonetheless. He was like, "Yeah, I just we talked about like future plans, right?" And I talked about how of course I'm gonna work in LA. I'm gonna work in the USA, and find filmmaking opportunities there. And then once I have some success there, I'll come back to Hong Kong and direct. And he told me what pretty much 90% of everyone tells me, that my advice to you is, if you want to be a director, you need to be more firm, and don't be too nice, and know what you're doing. The thing is, I do know what I'm doing. I have a very strong vision. I don't want to sound cocky, but my directing vision is stronger than your average Hong Konger, for sure. Like, I have consumed too much art. My brain is fried. I'm perfect for the job. It's true, though. I'm too nice. It's true. It's true. Maybe it's also a bit of a linguistic problem. Like, whenever I speak in Cantonese, I'm just automatically a nicer person. Whenever I'm in English, I'm a little harsher. Because language almost changes one's personality. But I feel like I'm just also too nice in general, so he's right. I hate to admit it, but he's right. A little bit later, he said, yes, directing non-actors is tough, but also I think it's the script's problem. Because the last line, the whole, remember, people leave naturally, you don't have to be worried. There are a lot of people like you in the world. This line is coming from you, and it's not really coming from the dad. It doesn't really make sense for the dad to say it. That's why it's really tough for the father, for the dad, to say that line, because in that situation in the story, he wouldn't say that line, which I respectfully disagree. I do think it's a really good line. I do think a father should say this line, and I really don't like it, even though it's true, but I don't like it when people realize that all my stories are about me, and it's just me saying shit to myself, and all the characters are just different renditions and versions of me. Almost. But I guess to a degree it's true. And hopefully I've learned lessons from directing today. Hopefully I've learned something new. Hopefully I've gained new knowledge, new skills. It's really tough for me to speak softly right now, because if I do that, this phone will not pick it up. But I'm gonna do that because it's really putting a huge strain on my voice. But yeah, and then he also said, when I direct, I should tell the actors the backstory and let them understand the characters more. Isn't that what I've been doing too? But also, I guess I'm not doing that enough. I don't know. Either way, I'm really fucking tired. Went back home. It's about 6:30. I sat down. I've been standing up for like 5 hours. I sat down and I took a rest and I almost fell asleep on the sofa out there. I didn't change my clothes or anything. I didn't take a shower. Why? Because I had to go out to buy dinner for myself. So around 7:45, I went downstairs, went to Tai On Lao, to buy dinner. And I have no idea what to buy. I'm hungry as fuck, but I have no idea what to eat. I saw Hainanese chicken rice and I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'll get Hainanese chicken rice because it's a staple dish and I don't know what are the chances of me being able to eat Hainanese chicken rice in the USA. Even though it's probably more common than, hot pot, for instance. But screw it, Hainanese chicken rice. $55. Bought one, went back home. It's like I am too tired today to even I was just really tired. I was in my gray jacket and I had my phone and my wallet and it's just me, my phone and my wallet, and I just slowly strolled on the streets and I just looked dead inside. When I went to Tai On Lo to buy the chicken rice, there was a store lady, and I don't know when and where to order. So I just walk up to her and was like, I'm going to order. And the lady got confused. She doesn't, because there's another guy walking towards her, retrieving the order because he already ordered. Not retrieving, I guess, picking up the food. And here I want to order. And so she got confused and she's a little embarrassed. And then a guy colleague of hers was like, haha, you saw an attractive guy and you flustered. I don't think her colleague was referring to me, but it would be very funny if he did. Got the rice, came back home, took a shower, ate, here I am. Yeah, I'm gonna finish a movie. I want to rewatch Parasite just to celebrate me being able to shoot a short film. I still feel like, is it too late to give up? Is it too late to give up the short film? Because it's going to cost me a lot of money. $1,500. Come on. $1,500 is more than half of all the money I've earned in these 3 months. So that's kind of silly, isn't it? But then I don't know, but then it's also a cool short film idea, but maybe it's also not cool. Maybe the writing's bad, maybe it's awkward, maybe it's a mess. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to get into film production. Maybe film studies is fine. Maybe I can do USC film studies plus archaeology minor. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know. But yeah. So a couple more minor things would be, Miriam said she's not feeling well, so she won't be joining me and Leia for lunch. Zara's not free. Zara thought we're gonna have dinner together tomorrow, but 2 weeks ago I already told everyone that I can't do dinner on December 11th. So it's only me and Leia for lunch. It's fine. Originally, I want to have Sushiro with Leia, Miriam, and Zara because it's the gang. It's more fun to have sushi with these three than with Pink or with, I don't know, Natalie and Cedric. I feel like with Natalie and Cedric, it's just more dramatic. But I guess it's not gonna be possible now. Instead, I really want to, maybe I can eat sushiro with Pink. Honestly, eating sushiro with Leia herself is also fine. It's also fine. Not a huge, not a huge disadvantage. I don't know why I'm using the word disadvantage. I just can't think of words right now. I'm too tired. I sound really energetic because I'm speaking really fast, but my brain is fucking tired as hell right now. Fuck. I guess the other small thing would be, yeah, I bought the Fallen Angels Blu-ray. I bought it this morning, and it's 72 point something dollars. I'm just putting my leap of faith. apparently 4 people are watching this item, which is interesting. One, I can't tell how many people is watching this item. Usually you can, but for Goodwill's Fallen Angels Blu-ray, I can't. It just says benefits charity. But after I sent a message to Goodwill, and I look at my messages page on eBay, and then I see the logo, not the logo, the image of the listing, aka the item that I'm trying to buy, it says 4 people watching. Second of all, only 4. I think there were a lot more people watching the Fallen Angels DVD and the other releases of Fallen Angels for some reason, even though the Kino Lorber Fallen Angels Blu-ray is the most priced item than all the other ones mentioned. I think it's because people just don't trust Goodwill, especially given the fact that the listing didn't have any stock photos. Only used stock photos and didn't use any real photos. But I still bought it. One thing, I bought the item when it was at $65. Well, how the hell did I manage to pay 72 point something dollars? Well, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to taxes. Am I mad? A little bit, because I just paid 500 and something Hong Kong dollars for one fucking movie. It's ridiculous. As if spending 30 something dollars on a Criterion Blu-ray is fucking insane. I just spent double the money for something that is less valuable if it wasn't out of print. But it's still good, because I realized that the first time I found a Fallen Angels Kino Lorber Blu-ray on eBay, it was listed at $72. Had I paid that $72, it wouldn't be $72. It probably would have been 80 something because of taxes. Taxes. So, you know what? I'll take it. So, I think I finally have acquired Fallen Angels on Blu-ray. Now, I'm not going to celebrate too early because I cannot confirm that I have the Blu-ray in my possession until I actually see it in person. But until I do, in the new apartment near USC, I got it. I got it, boys. I got the 2 Blu-rays that I really wanted to buy. Memories of Murder by CJ and Fallen Angels by Kino Lorber. Because the Criterion treatment of both of these movies are also not great. There's also the Happy Together with Kino Lorber. That one is less urgent, though at some point in the future I do want to have a Blu-ray of that. But yeah, that's it.